Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in downtown Bakersfield. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. Once again, we're live in downtown Bakersfield, and we are glad that you are with us today. How are you doing? We got a producer, Eric, over there on the couch. How you doing?
I'm doing good as always.
Last week been good for you? Since the last time we did this, how have you been? Everything good?
Yeah, everything. I feel like I've had a pretty mellow week since. I usually have something going on, but no, I think I've just been here working. I'm grinding out right now. You kind of know some of the projects I'm working on, so
just celebrating the bullshit win that you got last time on trivia. I'm still not over that.
I do remember that.
I'm still not over that. That's heartbreaking.
That's why I haven't remembered anything. I've been drinking, celebrating.
Yeah, you're like, let's go. We should have brought you like a champagne bottle. Like, shh. Man, I'm telling you, it's been a crazy, in a good way, like hectic week. Rain over the weekend, absolutely just. It came down a lot harder than I think a lot of people expected. We all saw the rain in the forecast, but I don't know if we expected it to be as hard as it did. So, but we got some rain here in Bakersfield. A lot of things happening in Bakersfield or like surrounding areas. So we'll definitely touch on that. So I think I had one of my proudest. So I MC weddings and I do events and things like that. I may have had my best showing, performance, whatever you want to call MC job ever. And I'll explain why when we kick off the show. So some of you guys who are not listening in Bakersfield or kind of in the area, you may have seen this. This went viral all over the country. I saw people in New York, Texas, Michigan, South Dakota, like it literally anywhere in the United States, it went viral. And it happened right up the street. Man in Wasco, basically there was a lady who got ran over. We'll get into all the details of the story. There's a lady who got ran over by a train, and a guy just goes over, picks it up, and there's video of him. He starts gnawing on it, eating this leg, and it went crazy. So we'll talk about that. Hollywood's in trouble. There's a few ways to kind of, there's a lot of stuff coming out. You can go back as far as like the Epstein thing. We can go back as far as, Cat Williams and now recently Ryan Garcia. And right now breaking news as of the last like 30 minutes when I got into the studio, FBI is like raiding Diddy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Quiet on set stuff is going on. So it's been really interesting, kind of scary. And there's a guilty factor to that whole thing. Chick-fil-A is changing their chicken. Did you hear about that, Eric?
I did see that.
We'll talk about that. And I've got some strong thoughts and opinions on that. March Madness, week 1, essentially, pretty much in the books. And good news for myself as a gambler. Kate Middleton, perhaps with the ultimate shut the fuck up of the week. McDonald's dinner box. Someplace it's like one of these like things that you hear, like, is it true? Is it not true? We'll talk about that. We have our own shut the fuck up of the week, and this may be one of my better ones. Shohei definitely gambled. We got trivia. Let's just say I'm not going easy on Eric anymore. But of course, before we get into the entire show, I want to remind you that we are brought to you by Rev Nutrition and one of our favorite products, Define 8. You can find it right here in Bakersfield, anywhere that you live, Southwest, Northwest, everywhere you are. I what did I say right before we started recording, Eric? I said, it's crazy what Define does to me mentally, man. I was feeling good. I was feeling fine. But
now you're feeling define.
But look at that. That was good. That was unscripted. I'll slip you a 20.
The rest is
I'll slip you a 20 for that. You take Venmo? But yeah, so we were in here getting ready to rock and roll and do the podcast, and then suddenly I was like, we tried the new flavor. What was the new flavor? It was it was just really good.
Strawberry Bliss.
Strawberry Bliss. Try that if you haven't. We just did, and we got a little sample pack of that.
Drinking
so
it right
good.
now.
Yeah, so good. And I feel great. So big shout out, Rev Nutrition. Use our code. Mention the podcast, some way, shape, or form. They're going to get you 20% off your entire order, which is huge. Also, big shout out to Mattress Space Furniture Outlet. go down there. Check out my boy C's. He's going to get you taken care of. Guaranteed best prices in Bakersfield. You're not going to find anything that beats it unless your Uncle Joey knows a guy who's used a mattress for 10 years and he's looking to get rid of it. This is brand new stuff. This is quality stuff. Buck Owens Boulevard, the mattress space. Go check them out. Invest in yourself. Invest in your sleep. What's it there? I don't know if he has a slogan or if I'm just thinking maybe like wishful thinking, like prices are to the moon or something like that. Through the moon, through the roof. Through best prices in town. Go check them out. Mattress space. Let our boy C's know that we sent you. So I'll get you taken care of. I wanted to start with this because in whatever industry you work in, maybe you're a salesman, maybe you work in fast food, maybe you're the CEO of whatever company, maybe you are a small business owner, or you're like Eric, you got your hand in a little bit of everything, or you are a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter what you do, career-wise, professionally, as a mom, as a dad, we all have these certain moments. And this is going to be a moment this weekend that just passed is going to be one of these moments that really sticks with me. So on Saturday, if you guys aren't aware, I MC weddings. So I do, I go and I MC. I don't provide music. I'm not a DJ. I'm an MC. I talk. Give me a mic. Let me do my thing, sweetheart. So I'm MCing this wedding. And it's an outdoor venue, only outdoor. A lot of outdoor venues have an option where it's like, oh, if something were to happen, we can just move this thing inside, no big deal. Well, on Saturday, it started raining and pouring, and there's no way to predict these things. It's too late to cancel these things because, as you know, people who've been married know that these things are booked years in advance most of the time. So the weather forecast comes out and it says, we have a lot of rain expected. Now, it's going to be small spurts, but it is going to be coming down. Well, I think the rain that caught Bakersfield was a lot stronger than we expected. So what ended up happening is not only was it raining, and it was raining hard in some parts of Bakersfield, there was hail. There was strong winds that were coming in. And as an MC, and anybody who's ever done any kind of MC work or anything like that, you know that you're kind of in control. You are kind of the leader. You are kind of the voice that everybody can hear. You're the PA announcer. You're the whatever. So if you panic, everybody panics. If you're under control, everybody's under control. If you are excited or being funny or trying to make light of a situation, you can control the crowd. And I take a lot of pride in, I know that I can. Eric, you've been there. The bridal show is like, whatever it is, I know I can command a crowd, right? So I knew that it was. I'm
making a face over here, like if
interrupting me in the middle of my rant. So, anyways, folks, rain comes down. Shout out to the venue because they had ponchos, they had gazebos, they had like things ready in case. And I'm assuming that they were prepared. They have these things for like a light drizzle, like, hey, this is just gonna pass. Because in Bakersfield, we're not known for rain.
Full-on blizzard happened.
Dog, it was crazy.
It was bad.
Did you see the video that I posted? Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. So there was rain, wind, hard. It was cold, and it's been warm lately. It's just kind of a what do they call it? Like everything just bad happened at once, and there's a shortened way to say that.
Yeah, the series of misfortune and events.
Something like that, along those lines. Correct. And folks, when I tell you I grabbed that mic, and I was really excited, I was like, these people are panicking. These people are nervous. The bride and the groom are really like, they're freaking out. You can just kind of see it in their body language. I'm like, I feel bad. I was like, you know what?
100%.
Let me take control of this. And I was like, so as soon as it died down, people were able to hear me. We started talking. We made jokes. We were like, hey, if you didn't know, I was like, well, this is about us becoming one big happy family, right? Like, there's a lot of people from his side of the family and now her side of the family. And if you guys didn't know each other then or before, you know each other now. And you're like, hey, Bruce, grab that leg. I'm going to grab this leg. You grab the tent. And it's just like we're working together as a mini army. And then once you get the tents and the gazebos up, everybody's under there just kind of like, like we're all huddled in these things together. There's only 5 of them or whatever it was. And everybody's trying to squeeze in. Like, we all kind of became...
He's like sardines in a can.
Exactly. So everybody's trying to cuddle in and huddle in, and it would just become one of those things where it's like, I'm really proud of the way that we kind of got through that together. Shout out to everybody who was, putting up the gazebos, handing out the ponchos. The coordinator was fantastic. She said that this is one of the craziest things. Like, everybody, if you're a wedding coordinator, you go through these things a lot. But I'm assuming that she had never been through anything like this crazy because it's Bakersfield. She was telling me, she was like, yeah, this is with the wind, with the rain, with the cold, with everything. It's a very unique scenario. So then everybody, we found a way, like the best way to kind of do the food situation. Obviously, nobody could sit at their tables. Everything was wet. Everything was soaked. And everybody's huddled in. We're eating. It was like, the food was fantastic, by the way. And then after everybody ate, so we're playing music, everybody's chilling, eating, making the best of the whole situation. And I grabbed the mic as soon as everyone's done. And you know what I said? And I knew it was going to be risky because I felt like the bride and groom were going to panic because there was already so much going on.
God
already.
really had a pee today.
Yeah, no, I was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I got some good news and I got some bad news. And then you just see the bride and groom like, oh, what is he like? What's going on? What did the venue tell him? What news does he have to relay? And we had just finished eating, and I was like, the bad news is my pants no longer fit. I was like, that food was absolutely delicious. I just saw the groom like let out this, he exhaled, he was, okay, like he was just messing with us, blah. And this part got everybody hyped, dude. I was like,
you're like, I'm leaving.
I was like, that's my time, folks. Y'all have a great night. Figure this out on your own. And I said, and then I grabbed everybody's attention. I was like, hey, if you guys look over to the west, and and dude, it was like clear skies. Like, it was we had this big, giant, dark cloud over us. And then over to the west was like clear skies, which the thing was moving east. So I was like, if you guys look to the west, we got clear skies and a beautiful evening planned for the rest. And we got a lot of, making up to do. So everybody started clapping and got hyped. We got into the ceremony. By the end of the night, it turned out to be one of the most beautiful and perfect evenings that I can ever remember. And there was, there's always these old ladies who just show a lot of love. They're like, I just want to say thank you for keeping everybody calm, under control, making us laugh. And it was because of those things that I took a lot of pride. And I was like, you know what? I had never been through a storm like that. If there's ever rain, we just move this thing inside. But in this venue, didn't have the option to go inside. So I was like, I don't know I've never been through this, but I was like, let's make the most of it.
Let's get through it together.
Yeah, and that's why they pay me the big bucks. But the truth is,
$5.
The truth is, I'm a big fan of rain, and Eric, and I don't know if you feel this way. Mm-hmm. So let me say this, and you've been through a wedding before, but let's say if it rains at your wedding, if it rains on your wedding day, the day that you've planned for years. Mm-hmm. And it's the worst like rain that we've gotten. Worst rain, wind. Do you think it's bad luck or good luck? Because I know what you told me.
well, I'll say this real quick. I actually, my day that happened was in March. And if you're ever having a wedding in March, 100% your bride or the woman, you guys are trying to plan for the best day that you think is not going to have rain. And that's most weddings. They're all being planned around the weather. Like, are you doing indoor or outdoor? If it's outdoor, obviously you're planning for that. Same thing if you're indoor, you still want nice weather to kind of like be outside. You still have a ceremony. I had an outdoor ceremony, then a reception in the hall, but it was planned around that. Anyways, it didn't rain on our day. It was a really nice day. So I mean, is there good luck on a nice day?
Yeah.
But no, I think that I don't know. I don't know what do they call these what do they call that when it's like those back end stories on if you believe it, not conspiracy, it's more of a, where I'm going with this?
What do you mean?
People talk about like something that happens and it's a good meaning or a bad meaning. Yeah, I don't even want to stay on this trying to find this word too long. But anyways, I think it's just preference of what your like perspective is on it. I think it sucks. I don't think it's really bad or good. I think the intentions behind a wedding and love is still all there. it's just one of those stories later, like they ain't rained on our.
So I'll tell you my take on it, and it's kind
Divorce
of funny because
is definitely coming.
yeah, it's just a matter of time. Let's see if they make it through the weekend. They may already be over. No, I'm kidding. But the thing is that it reminded me, and I think why I can keep a great perspective on situations and things like that. One, it's easy for me because I do love the rain. I'm a rain. There's a word for it. It's like when you're a rain pervert. There's like a proper name for it. I'm a pervert for rain.
That's
like,
disgusting.
Yeah, like if rain comes
Maybe
down.
you don't
like,
see enough water or what's
we
stuff
don't.
in your life.
Yeah, we do. Well, let's just say we're in Bakersfield. It is a desert.
I was talking about
I know what you're talking about, and I'm not going there. But I really do. So, like, I love the rain, so I already have, like, a great perspective. Honestly, if I ever get married and it rained, I'd be like, fuck yeah. And you never prepare for it or expect it because you're like, okay. So, like, 90% of events and things like that, they tend to go off, like, without a major, like, hold on, can I take this call? I don't know who this is.
Go ahead.
So sometimes I got to take these because it's like certain like radio stations and stuff. Hello? Hey, what's up, man? Hold on. We're recording the podcast live. Do you want to say something hi to the people?
Yeah.
It's Cake It with Justin, by the way.
Oh wow, what's up, Cake It?
It's
Hi.
What's up, Cakes by Justin?
That's right. In these streets.
yeah. No, we were calling because we were trying to schedule, the whole situation. But if you want, I don't know if you're gonna be free in like the next like hour or so. When we're done recording, I can give you a call back.
Maybe not because I'll be jumping into a class, but text me tomorrow. Like I'm free. Tomorrow's another busy day. I have another class just like this, but
Or how about this? The only thing I was gonna ask you is just send me the dates because I'm not sure what the dates were. And then, because I'm right here with Eric right now, and then we'll make it happen, and I'll send you the info over.
Oh, perfect.
And is it gonna be for? Is it for cake or is it for cookies?
It's cookies.
Okay.
We can get you into a cake one. We just haven't put those tickets up for sale yet.
I think if we could do a cake one, that would be. I think that'd be more fun.
Let's do it. Okay, you guys are in. And also, I'm gonna give you 2 tickets to give away if you want to your listeners. You can even do a part of your giveaway on Instagram.
No way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it. That would be awesome. Now, okay, yeah, send me all the details for what date you would want us to do that giveaway for and what class and all that stuff. So let's definitely work that out.
Okay, perfect. Now, let me just give you the date for the cake. Now, the date is going to be April 22nd.
For the cake?
Wow,
Okay.
that's my anniversary of when I almost died.
Okay,
when I
so
woke up in the hospital.
so
It's crazy.
me and Eric will lock that in April 22nd. That'll be the cake. Just book us.
Okay, you're in.
Perfect. And then yeah, just send me the details on all the other stuff that you want to do, and we'll make it happen. That'll be exciting.
Awesome. All right, you guys. I'll let you do your thing.
I
All right,
appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Kicked up Justin.
Wow. The
That's kicked up.
22nd
We might have to cut some of that out because I don't know
It's
how
up
much
to
of
you.
that. I don't know how much of that he wants.
Yeah, we can take it out. That's actually Earth Day, April 22nd.
Hell yeah, perfect.
I'm an Earth sign, bro, and that's literally the day. I'm not lying. I woke up. That was the day I almost died, but I woke up in the ICU on a ventilator, like essentially.
That's
that
wild.
day.
That's wild. That's a story we might have to tell. Is that the one where you were in LA or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely. Yeah, I got to be on camera though for that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna do it on mine. Honestly, we could do it both. We'll do it. We'll share it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know where we were. Oh, but anyways, so the perspective that I had on this was, so my dad has always like had this saying, this just kind of perspective on it that I've always really loved. And I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but it really gave me just perspective in that situation. And I was like, maybe if I relay this information to these people, it'll help calm them down. My dad always said when anything went wrong, we'd be on our family trip. We'd be, you get a flat tire. You get something goes wrong when you have like, oh, we're going on this trip and you didn't budget for a flat or your car overheated, or the hotel reservation went down. Like, instead of being like, shit, it's ruined, like we're fucked, whatever. You know what he would tell me? He would say, it's part of the show, baby. He's like, it's part of the show. And I love that because I remember the first time he ever told me was, I remember we went to the circus. We were at the mechanics bank. I was little. We were little. And I remember I was like, the guy almost fell. The guy almost fell. I was like, he almost died. And then he looked at me. He's like, hey, relax. I was like freaking out. I was like, and he's like, es parte del show. It, like, you know, and it just kind of gave me perspective. Like, when things go wrong, instead of being like, oh, it's screwed, it's over, it's done. Nah, like, this is part of the experience. And I remember going on the mic and I was like, now you got a story to tell. Hey, remember our wedding day when everything seemed like it was doom and gloom and the rain and the wind and the gazebos and everybody squeezing in like sardines, and how the night ended up being so absolutely perfect. They had a little bonfire going. They had the string lights, which make everything just magical. It was perfect. Everybody was on the dance floor. So I just told them that. I was like, hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all one of my favorite things. And I think that calmed everybody down. By the end of it, like I said, the ladies were like, hey, it was near disaster. You helped us keep it all together, and we appreciate it. So I was really proud of that. Maybe some of my proudest like MC work.
You should be.
Because I had never been through that situation, and obviously those people had never been through, you know, it's their first wedding, I'm assuming. But yeah, it was a great weekend. But I feel like if it rains on your wedding day, I feel like in a weird way it's kind of lucky. Like, you start off like, hey, we made it through that. It's gonna be bumpy. There's gonna be things. It's a little more perspective, more so than anything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this because I tell everyone this, that I know that's getting gonna have a wedding or married day, or if it's the same day or not.
Oh, I'm listening.
I tell them this all the time. Maybe you should
Don't do it.
reiterate this. Yeah, run as fast as you can.
My best advice, this is what I tell everybody who's gonna get married. Don't.
Yeah. Save your money.
You stupid.
She's cheating. I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ. No, the truth is, I tell people this, and it's the most realist information I ever got, even for like my day when it was a thing. Don't let things are gonna go wrong.
Right.
Literally, like the things are gonna go wrong. Don't let it bother you. Enjoy it the best you can in the best way with all the things and mishaps that happen. Right here where I told you we met, cocktail hour was upstairs, right? The elevator broke before everyone got there to the reception. You couldn't even get to upstairs without having to go upstairs. How many family members do you have like that are older or something? Like,
right.
They really can't really go up a flight of stairs that easy. That was literally before the day even started. And it was like, I remember just going in my head, like, don't even, it is what it is, you know? So I would say that things are going to go wrong. Enjoy the day. Don't let it bother you. And drink a little.
Yeah, the perspective is everything. And I just think it's like a really beautiful, like, it is. It makes like a really good story to tell. Like, and another thing that he told me, and these are the two things that really stick out. It's like, I remember something would go wrong, and I would be talking to him about it. He's like, you know, that situation you're worried about right now? He's like, in a month, in 2 months, he's like, you're going to be laughing about that. Yeah, like, in the moment, it seems like, you know, it seems like everything.
What if you get in a bar fight, and then outside, like, someone pulls out a machete, chops your arm off, and someone comes up to you like, hey, Vic, it's all part of the show.
It's part of the show.
You're like,
thank you.
Yeah.
Can we get this limb back on?
Dude.
Yeah. I'm going to be laughing about this in 2 months, guys. It's okay.
Dad, I'm still crying.
Dad, that was stupid. Years. My arm's gone. Yeah, no, that's funny. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, what a rainy wedding taught me about life and life experiences. Things, you're going to plan them. You're going to have this vision for them, and it's going to be beautiful and perfect in your head, and they will never go that way. And it may be for the worst. It may be for the best. It may be even better than you picture. It's never going to be that way. But remember, if something goes wrong, it's just part of the show. It's just part of the show. It's all part of the experience. Now you got a beautiful story to tell. So big shout out to, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, don't. I will say this. You told me that story about your dad telling you that on the way back from LA. and I've shared it with people. I'm like, guys, you guys want to hear a stupid saying for life? I'm just kidding. No,
Want to hear the dumbest thing?
No, I like it. I love it actually because I usually relate stuff to your life's a book or your life's a movie, and it literally is part of your story. And if you look at everything as part of this, it has a place in your life to be told or remembered. You'll always find the bright side in it because essentially you're just telling yourself like this was supposed to happen this way, and even if it wasn't, the only way to look at life is there's a reason it happened that way, and that's the only way you'll believe in that and let things get better from there on out, anyways, and be able to look at the light. So, yeah, I loved it. I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah, perspective is a powerful thing. It really is. You can take a good situation, bad situation, and put a little perspective on it. It's just like, let's do something about that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So I'm proud of that. Eric, I know you heard about this story. Not quite as proud of this next story as I am of the wedding I emceed this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, a lot of you guys listen in wherever you may be in the United States. Now, if you are in Bakersfield, which majority of our listeners are, you definitely saw this video going viral, but a lot of people all over the country were posting this too. I don't know if they're aware that where this happened was right up the street. Maybe, how far is Wasco? Maybe 20 minutes away?
25.
Yeah, 25 minutes away. My apologies. Sorry, I was way off.
Hey.
You're like, bitch, it's 22.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. 26.
So if you're unfamiliar with what we're talking about, there's a story that came out a couple days ago, and this lady, this woman, was she got ran over by, I believe it was the Amtrak train or a train, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, things didn't go, obviously things go as good as they, as bad as they go when you get ran over by a train.
Oh my God.
It was her body was like mangled. And
real quick, did she fall? Did someone push her? Was it suicide? Do you know any of these?
So I glad you asked, because I do have some insider information. I won't state my sources, but from what I've been told, this lady was not a homeless lady. She was not. She did not appear to be, like drugged out or anything like that. What they're assuming is that she was distracted, maybe had some headphones on, maybe didn't see, didn't hear, something went on, because she did not appear to be like a homeless person that was just like looking to out themselves or off themselves, So she gets run over. Her body's obviously all over the place. Tragic scene. But the video comes out of this guy who is clearly like on drugs. He's clearly like on something. And he picks up her leg and he's just walking around with it. And then they're saying that like he was like eating it, gnawing it. Dude. And the video was like insane. There's some workers that took the video.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. And it's Wasco, because he was like, oh shit, he's eating it.
Oh no.
Hey, look, he's eating it.
Oh, come on, brother. Now I eat my lunch.
Hey, hey, that's mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely insane. So they didn't give me any further details other than there was no relation between the two people, just a homeless guy, and they said that he's like a well-known like
meth head.
Yeah, like in the area.
Zombie.
Dude.
Well-known zombie in Wasco.
I mean, listen. Bakersfield, we're known for all the things that we've talked about on the podcast before. High STD rates, high teen pregnancies, horrible air. And if you're wondering who's eating legs that just got ran over by a train, hey, that's right up the street from us too. That's Kern County, baby.
Kern County, yeah.
Hey, welcome. Come visit us. How about our Chamber of Commerce is going to love that.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's crazy. The story just was, taking up everybody's
yeah, Jake sent me it
Instagram
right away.
feeds.
I had it before it even hit the news or anything. Like Jake sent me like a screen recording of it. I'm like, why is he sending me this? And then he's like, bro,
Take
this
a look.
happened in Wasco. And I was like, oh geez. And then yeah, I was like, this is Resident Evil.
Dude, it was like a big zombie energy. Like,
I've never seen something like I almost didn't, because I didn't know it was a foot when I watched it at first. He's like, bro, he's eating a foot. I was like,
it's hard to tell what it is, but you could tell it's like
But
dangling.
you can see
like,
it's a mangled like leg, literally this flesh hanging from it. And I don't know. Honestly, you don't know if he's eating it or anything. He could have been like sucking the toes or something. Who knows?
Yeah, come on, dog.
Yeah, but I mean,
I told you Eric has a foot fetish. See, that's
Nah.
I told y'all.
well, I said that
knew
because I know you have one,
it. Dog, I knew it.
bro. Imagine it being there when that
Let me
that
slip
happened.
this sock right off,
Hey,
man.
hey, imagine being there when it
we needed a
happened.
pedicure.
That foot lands right in your lap, bro, or hits you in the face.
I
don't
just
want
hope
to say it
that
in a bad way. I'm saying this not in a joking way, bad, but this guy does not
We're
like
already
feet.
in too deep, man. Just
This
go.
guy doesn't like feet, so I'm like, imagine a leg that slaps you right in.
of
your-
all the parts that he could have picked up, you like pick up an arm, my boy. Like,
yeah,
come on.
yeah.
He's probably like, ooh, she
Pick
just
a-
got a pedicure.
Ooh.
A little barbecue sauce on this.
Please stop.
What?
Next topic. Jesus Christ. Talk about the golf ball instead.
Hey. Oh, okay, I will.
No.
Like things that I could do with the golf
yeah,
ball.
this
We were at
neither actually.
but yeah, that happened right up the street, and it was absolutely crazy. It's just, I mean, there's really not much that we could add to it other than like, that's the kind of shit that happens around here. You talk about Oildale, the drugs in Kern County, like that's what drugs like that will do to you.
Yeah.
And just the latest example.
Yeah.
I want to move on to another negative thing. This is crazy. So there's a lot of viral stuff. As if that story wasn't crazy, dude walking
Another
around.
negative thing.
Yeah, another negative
That's
story.
funny, bro.
Moving on to more negative news. Okay, at least we're honest about it. Listen to this.
More stuff to bring down your day.
Yep. Listen. No.
I know.
Dude, let's talk about like the news stations, right? Like, this is exactly what they do. You know, good news, positivity is only going to get you so far.
No
you
one
know,
wants
like,
to hear the positive
yeah,
stuff about
everybody
life.
likes the drama, the negative, the juicy. But you know why? Because it makes us feel like, oh, my life's not that messed up.
You know why though too, and we could talk about this another time. It's easier to focus on the negative than the positive.
Yep. And it really does bring us a little bit of sense of like, well, at least I'm not the guy who's non-legs, you know, on off the railroad tracks. It makes us feel a little
At least
bit
my
like
brother's not on the news for eating legs.
exactly. Even though, yeah. So like we all have our issues. So when you hear negative news, it makes us always feel like,
What a weird, yeah.
you know what? You know, a perfect analogy is here. It's almost like when in the class the teacher would talk about like, and some of you guys are doing blah 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 or getting bad grades and someone got a bad grade on something. And by her referencing the entire class, you're like, well, that can't be me. And it's like, yeah, it's you. But you're like, oh, it makes me feel better that
Yeah.
someone in the class, you know.
Like you got a D, but your teacher says something like, well, I'm not too happy about the D's, but a lot of you got an F in here too.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
woo.
You're like, yes.
Not
Never
as
want to be
stupid
last.
as I thought.
I'm brilliant.
D minus.
I'm definitely going to have a podcast when I grow up. That's not funny, asshole. That wasn't supposed to, that was a serious thing.
Statistics. The dumbest guys have podcasts.
That's fact, right? Anybody can do this. But so Hollywood's going down, bro. Hollywood is spiraling, and this is crazy. It's
Modern
scary.
day Titanic.
This is yeah, that's another great analogy there. Like Hollywood is the Titanic, and it's starting to split, sink, and everybody's kind of going down with it, man. So we'll start with talking about Quiet on Set has been the documentary that just came out with Drake Bell and all these like Nickelodeon stars and all these people that were perverts and, you know, kind of like grooming them, messing with them, like doing all these things. And now you look at like Amanda Bynes and you see how she's all messed up now. And it's just like, bro, well, no shit, everybody's all messed up. You guys took these kids, you exploited them for all their talent. You got money out of them with these massively successful shows, but behind the scenes, all these things are going on. And what can they really say? They were kids. Sometimes these kids are scared to speak up, but it's only the latest in what I feel like, has it not been 2024? Let's talk about this Quiet on Set that we just talked about, right? Now, all these secrets are being exposed about all these child actors that were going on, which we all kind of knew there was some grimy stuff going on. But when you hear it straight from the source and straight from the stars, the child stars themselves, now Frankie Muniz is talking about, he's like, I would never let my child act or be an actor or anything like that. And now so the latest thing that happened.
Amanda Bynes, bro, like, look how messed up her life became after she got out of like the teenage child star role.
You know what's sad too about that is that we all became so judgmental. We were like, look at what happened to Amanda Bynes. Like, she just took her life and it was just like, and threw it down the drain. And we're
Yeah.
like, bitch, do you realize what, like, how messed up she was because of these people that were doing all these things? And now we get these stories and we're like, dude, we're a lot more empathetic now than we were just being judgmental. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, bro, look at what's his name from Black Panther when he was losing all the weight. They're like, oh my gosh, what's he doing? And then it turns out he was battling like cancer and dies, and he was actually battling that during the sets
Yep.
of Black Panther. Black Panther.
Yeah.
That was weird that it sounds like that. But we are so quick to jump and assume and judge, and especially in this current modern day society of social media, sometimes people would just throw stuff out there so they could be the first to try to make
Dog. Nailed it.
it's insane. So
We'd rather be first than be accurate. So it's like if I have a hot take, I'm going to just throw it out there before before anybody even gets to it.
whoopsie, I had a poopsie.
Only because I know that it's going to do numbies on Twitter, on X,
Yeah.
on Instagram, whatever it is, even though we're completely wrong this whole time. And I think there's a great lesson within all this. It's like we're so quick to judge and we're so quick to say anything. And I have the perfect example that we're going to get to in a second. But yeah, it's really sad. So we go from that documentary that just came out, all these secrets exposed about these sick perverts, producers, and everything like that. But now Diddy's house is being raided. You
By
saw
the
that
feds,
news,
Homeland Security.
That news just broke before we started the podcast.
Mhm.
So we have limited details on it, but we kind of know what's going on.
I could go into a little bit of detail. I seen 50 Cent post. 50 Cent's been going in on P. Diddy, but there's a photo and video of his sons, both his kids in handcuffs. The house, one of the houses is under Diddy's daughter's name. They're saying that they immediately, when they raided, they went into the garage. It's almost like they have specifics on what they're looking for and going in for and maybe where it's at. But for the most part, they're raiding based off of allegations of human sex trafficking.
Yep.
And here's the crazy part of this industry. If you talk about Nickelodeon or anything else, even you're going to probably bring it up a bit, or if you want, can I throw this out there real quick with Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia just put a post up while we're doing the podcast about Diddy. He spoke on it already, but Ryan Garcia has been in the news a lot lately. He has a fight with Devin Haney, but he went people were calling him crazy because he's made these crazy posts and allegations of they're raping kids and this and that. And now we made a post saying, you guys called me crazy. Watch, everything's going to come to light. So he just made that out. Sex trafficking is the biggest worldwide money industry in the world. I mean,
Sad.
believe it or not, Diddy's a billionaire. You think he's one of the biggest people in the entertainment industry. I wouldn't doubt that he has his hands in that.
Yeah.
And he probably has women or men or whoever coming, because there's rumors that he's gay. Like he's trying, there's actually a rumor saying he was hooking Meek Mill and him. He was like, I don't know, he takes guys shopping. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I heard
if you want to
those
go
too.
shopping after this, let me know. But there's a lot of things like kind of happen in the industry, and that's kind of for the most part what I know about it. But yeah,
So we
Crazy.
get the Ryan Garcia, who now those things with Diddy starting to come out, and these are all things that when he said them, and I'm not gonna lie, Ryan Garcia has been looking a little loopy. He has been a little looking a little crazy. So when he says these things and he looks the way he does, and then he does these interviews where he's kind of spazzing out, but it's like, does that really mean that he's crazy? Like,
Orlando Brown, bro, from That's So Raven. Now everyone's going to him, be like, oh shit, this guy wasn't this crazy.
But you would, yeah.
He is crazy, obviously, but I mean, he's talking about how like people have like raped him, or he's had to sleep with people. I mean,
Yeah.
he's brought up names like Drake and stuff, but I don't think that's necessarily real. I think that's just kind of him being loopy now.
I don't rule anything out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I hear something crazy, it used to be like, well, that person's just out of their mind, that drugged out. And dude, I mean, and they might be drugged out,
Yeah,
but I don't rule out anything, dude. The world is so effed right now, and so many things in Hollywood is getting exposed. And we can take this back as far as like Epstein. Look at the Epstein list, and you saw some of the people, you're like, oh, no way. What was all that? That's all human trafficking. That's all like children. These are all these billionaires, powerful people
yeah.
who have these weird fetishes or whatever it is, and they're willing to pay top money to have it secret, the secrets,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm glad that Hollywood is being exposed in this way, because whatever was happening, the way that they were doing it, it's just how could they have gotten away with it for as long as they have? And I'm glad that these people look. And Ryan Garcia, who knows what goes down the road? He may be risking his life exposing all this information.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But honestly, if something happens to him, like it's kind of like the guy who exposed Boeing. He's like who gave out all the secrets on Boeing, and then
Now they're saying that
he died. They're saying that he committed suicide, but he told his family, he's like, if I die, just know it's not suicide.
When was this?
This was like last week.
Jesus.
Yeah, a guy, because you know how Boeing's been having like the issues with the planes.
Yeah,
like,
they said that that what happened wasn't like there's like a federal investigation right now with Boeing because they're saying that there was bolts actually missing on that plane. Like
Right.
if something bad was supposed to happen, it didn't happen. I mean, that was bad enough, but they're saying there's more to everything going on with all those little things.
Yep. And so this guy started speaking on it, and I believe they had like a trial or something like that, or one of those things where they just talk. Well, the dude turns up dead a couple days later, and it's like he knew too much, but he did tell his and they're ruling it a suicide. Huh? Suspicious? Why would he just kill himself right there? And he told his family, was like, if something happens to me, just know they're gonna call it a suicide. It wasn't suicide.
Wow. Real quick, I wanted to make sure I said this before we move on or anything. This is crazy. This is a very big thing to pay attention to, especially within. I was looking at the comments and stuff. You know, the Drake Bell thing and the Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah.
He exposed a lot of things, and a lot of people were saying, well, I don't feel so bad for him. Look what he got in trouble. I guess he had to go to jail for a little bit because of like sexual predator, whatever. He was talking to like a 16-year-old kid.
Oh,
right? But
shit.
hold on. But you have to get through it to really understand. Like, wait a minute. So a fan, like a 16-year-old fan or 14 or 16-year-old fan, was trying to talk to him after a show. She had his number. I think got from like they ended up getting exchanged stuff on Instagram, and they're messaging each other. There was nothing ever crazy, I guess you could say. He actually met up with her one time, like in a, but there was like a grandma present or something like that. And once he found out her age, he kind of like goes, "Oh shit, let me back off." Like, she lied about her age or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all these comments are saying that, but then there's a lot of sympathetic, empathy comments where it's like, hold on, you have to remember that when this Quiet on the Set thing came out, now you're looking at what these kids have been through. Your childhood shapes you regardless, no matter what. And
Absolutely.
essentially what they're saying is, it's not, I don't want to say it's his fault or not his fault, but the truth is, his childhood was built on older people messing with kids. That's how his brain is indirectly, subconsciously wired, whether he likes it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these predators that have been sexually abused or went through something traumatic like that as a kid, statistically, they end up becoming that same person. And it's not that it's not their fault. It's just they probably don't know how to cope or deal with it or ever got help from it. Look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly was molested by his aunt that was older than him. Like, she was raping him when he was like 12, 13 years old. And look at him. Now he was peeing on people's faces, you know, like but
yeah, he's into the younger girls too.
But
He was
anyways,
like shamelessly
yeah,
about it too.
but the thing, Aaliyah, look, he married Aaliyah when she wasn't even legal, the legal age. But anyways, what I'm saying is, you always have to look at a person's childhood, and this is why I always say, like, if you're getting in a relationship, learn about people's childhood. You'll really understand who you're getting with more than anything, rather than looking at who you're with now at the age they're on. Look at their background, their traumas, their things that they've coped with or haven't. And
That's facts. That's super real right there. Yeah. It's like we are shaped so much by our experiences, and there's a lot of things that people don't talk about, which therefore we don't know. And we just kind of make these assumptions. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how Hollywood is just, with Diddy, with Epstein, with Cat Williams exposing so many things, and we hear it and we're like, that's crazy, that's insane. Is
And they're
Cat Williams
re-showing-
losing it? And it's just like, no, these motherfuckers are spitting facts.
Here's the crazier part. Like, think about it. Look at the Orlando Brown situation. I feel like it's people like that where they can use and abuse these people. And then, who knows, bro? Probably put him on some drug that he didn't think was a real drug in that way. Effed him up, created this addiction. These people make sure he's supplied with what keeps him looking crazy or going crazy or doing whatever it is. You see so many people just go, look, again, Amanda Bynes, bro. Like, tats on her face. She looks like she's, like, living under a bridge now, but she's a millionaire still. She has a boyfriend that is a drug addict, I think, if I'm correct. And she kind of, like, blows her money on stuff with that person. I don't know. It's just crazy. Their lives go down the drain after this childhood, like, stardom. And talking about this, a lot of people, this is the weird part. I don't blame the Nickelodeon producers and stuff like this. I haven't got to see the Netflix series.
I haven't. Yeah, so we should have prefaced it with that.
Yeah,
we have not
seen it, but I've seen enough to where
yeah,
I feel
you know
like,
what it's about.
So, but a lot of comments are, I blame the parents. We didn't want to ruin their careers, like, or make a problem on the set and a lot of people are like, fuck that, I'd be in jail. That producer would be dead if I was ever on set and seen him, like,
you don't want to ruin their career, but you'll ruin their life.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, bro, I can't wait to have a kid, but I guarantee, like, when I have a kid, bro, like, I'm gonna be like the ultimate protector of my kid's fucking life.
But you know why this is a good thing? And this is just to kind of put a bow on this because we've gone on this, like, long enough and we haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
But I think things like this are gonna, now that they're a lot more grimy when they're secret, like, don't talk about it, don't do this. Hey, yeah, it's still okay to put your kids in acting classes at an early age and let them go with these producers for these big Nickelodeon shows. Like, this being exposed is going to make it a lot safer, hopefully, for the future, where it's like, now parents are going to be more aware, just like you're talking about it. We don't have kids.
Yeah.
But guess what? If our kids ever show, like, an interest in acting, I'd be like, follow whatever you want to do. But I guarantee you I'm going to be on top of everything, especially now that we know more about these things.
It would be like the COVID restrictions of the industry for kids. Like, like, there's so many things that were put in place because of COVID.
Yeah.
Or the Me Too movement. Like, I feel like this is
The pendulum.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully things change, bro, because that's and honestly, now if you look in hindsight, you're looking at that guy, just like fat, weird, like perverted looking, like dude that probably drives around in a white van and just like is butt naked on his couch eating a pizza and rewatching Nickelodeon shows of himself and kid. Like, he just looks like a weirdo, bro.
Yeah, but it's always those guys.
Yeah.
It's always those guys that, not that, because it could be anybody. You can't say it could be the handsome person, handsome woman, handsome. It could be anybody, but it always seems like it would be those common denominators. Let's move on because there is I don't know if should we get into what's going on with Chick-fil-A or our shut the fuck up of the week. I'll let you choose because I got a strong take on the Chick-fil-A.
Talk about Chick-fil-A because it's not a big topic to me, but I want to hear what
I think
you might make it a topic for me.
I think it's funny, man.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're so Chick-fil-A announced that they're going to be changing the chicken that they use on their chicken sandwiches. Chick-fil-A, I believe, was to me at least, is one of the leaders or the creators, not creators of the chicken sandwich, but one of the leaders in the, a couple years ago, the chicken sandwich became a thing. Everyone was on it, chicken sandwiches, and I always thought one of the best chicken sandwiches, obviously, is Chick-fil-A. To me, Chick-fil-A is freaking incredible. Well, they announced that they're going to be changing the chicken that they use on their sandwiches because there's a shortage of the type of chicken they use. So there's still going to be this chicken sandwiches. There's still going to be the same sauces, everything. They are just changing the chicken that they use. Now, I'm assuming that there's not going to be that much of a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's my thing. This is kind of like telling everybody you're going to go get plastic surgery. You're going to go... I'm going to go into the needle. I'm going to go get lipo. I'm going to get my nose done. I'm going to get my ear. Like, just do it. Don't tell anyone about it. Because now I'm going to be looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it now, but before, if I went to Chick-fil-A after they changed the chicken, and I'd be like, this one maybe a little different, not necessarily bad or worse. I guarantee you nobody would care about it. But saying that you change the chicken now gives people the right to be like, it's not as good, even though it might be the same. We are just wired that way to be like, this new thing isn't as good as what it was before. But because you told us, it's like, if I go get a nose job or lipo or something like that, and be like, by the way, I'm going to do it. Now people are going to be like, oh, look, Vic, that lipo, he got that lipo, cheater. He didn't do it the right way. He lost all this weight. He got his nose job, whatever it is. But if you just if I just show up one day, people are going to be like, Vic's been kind of working out, huh? And it's a lot less. Now, if someone happens to notice and be like, hey, did Chick-fil-A change their chicken?
Yeah.
Then you're going to be like, yeah, we did. And then be like, shh, okay, hey, yeah, we did. There's a shortage. And people are like, oh, there wasn't. Well, what are they supposed to do? There's a shortage. But when you go outright and be like, we are changing our chicken, now people are going to be like, even if it's better, people are going to be like, I don't like it as much.
We should go to Chick-fil-A and let people walk out, and we'll interview them. But we'll have our own Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and we'll be like, hey, try this. We'll like cut it out as almost the samples, and be like, this is the new Chick-fil-A chicken. What do you think? Right? They'll be like, it does taste different. We're like, ha! Gotcha.
It's the same
it hasn't
one.
changed, you piece of shit. Yeah. Go
it's
to your
all
car.
a mental thing.
Yeah.
That
You
applies.
just uppercut them in the stomach and just knee them in the face and just drop kick them and then throw them in their car.
Yeah, throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
And then eat their okay, too soon. That's way too early.
Yeah.
No, but
We'll do tomorrow.
Kind of like with the NBA. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, they just went and changed the NBA ball. Do you remember the story? They changed the ball. They didn't tell anybody about it. And players are just out there like, this ball feels grips a little different, bounces a little different. And then they're like, yeah, y'all don't like it. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry. But it never became like a massive story. But I guarantee you, if they said, we are changing the ball and everything will change, and it's just going to be like, it gives the people that kind of like, I don't like it no matter what it is. Even if it's better, even if it's, enhanced in some way, shape, or form, people just aren't going to like it. And it's going to open yourself up to just negative pub. People are always looking for negative stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We love that negativity.
Mm-hmm.
This Chick-fil-A new chicken isn't as good. Shut the fuck up, Karen.
Yeah. Bye, Karen.
Chick-fil-A is
I don't go to Chick-fil-A that much no more.
delicious.
Keep it real. I'd rather go to Raising Cane's.
They're both delicious, but I will say that the line is often such a factor where it's like, bro, that line is an easy hour. Sometimes 45
better
minutes.
fries. Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's close.
Yeah. I think
They're good.
I feel like it's also depends on the vibe you want. Sometimes people just love those crinkly fries like that.
Yeah.
Feels like
They're
more
not
of a
bad,
mom
but,
and pop. Yeah.
but if you're saying one or the other,
Better.
I'm taking
Okay. Chick-fil-A fries or In-N-Out fries?
In-N-Out.
Really?
In-N-Out. It depends. This just goes back to my whole argument. What are the best fries? The fries that pertain to whatever restaurant you're going to. Like if I take McDonald's, who I think McDonald's probably has one of the best fries in the business, and I eat them with In-N-Out, I don't think that's a good combination. I think In-N-Out fries go perfect with In-N-Out burgers.
But that's the combination you're used to and know, and that's how
Exactly.
you're wired.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, if you just if you just categorize like fries, I feel God, you're right though. McDonald's stepped their game. I don't know if you remember this. When we were kids, Burger King had the best fries in the game. They switched
I
them
agree.
to those sticker fries, and then it was never the same. Then it went to Jack. Jack had the best fries at like teenage-ish years. McDonald's changed the game back up. Like, I don't know what crack they put in those.
Yep.
They're the best.
Yeah.
But then
Wendy's also stepped their game up
Wendy's
too.
isn't bad, but they've never like really battled for the top fries, if you ask me.
But a couple years ago, they changed. They're like way crispier and way like they use like saltier. So
you
to
like
me,
your stuff crispy.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
I
like
love
that
the
you do
texture.
that. I remember I was at In-N-Out with you. Keep in mind, like I'm learning this guy's like order, like if I'm his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But it's actually kind of hot.
Yeah.
But
You want to go to the movies after this?
Yeah. Do you know what movie I want to watch? If you don't know, then you ain't shit. I'll tell you, man, ain't shit.
Brokeback.
But so I think just like whatever fries pertain to whatever you're eating, that's what is the best, really.
Yeah.
Hola, Maria.
Hi, Maria. Come on.
Venga a saludar.
All right. Oh, you
Estamos
were knocking?
grabando.
Were you knocking?
Salude. Saluda a la gente.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no de ver. Anda cantando aquí todo y ahora le da vergüenza.
Maria's in here. She's our favorite, and we're her favorite. So,
Cánteles como le estaba cantando María. Ando buscando un cabrón para partirle su madre.
hey,
Ahora le da vergüenza. No, con eso no.
yeah. Well, next topic. But yeah, I would say real quick. In-N-Out Fries, Chick-fil-A. It's almost like a tie for me.
I think they just got whatever one's crispier that day. And I guess you can't order
I
In-N-Out
feel like
fries.
I can eat Chick-fil-A fries with an In-N-Out burger, 100%.
Yeah, well, agree to
Not
disagree.
not the other way around though.
Yeah. Also, here's another. While we're on the topic of McDonald's, this is fascinating because McDonald's. You hear about this? Some restaurants. Bye, gracias. Some restaurants have it. Some restaurants don't. Where are you going?
I was gonna go ask Maria something real quick, but go ahead.
Well, so there's these TikToks coming out, and have you heard of this? They're calling them the dinner box, a $12 dinner box. It's like a secret menu thing, and it's actually shocked the world. And I was shocked because listen to this. So there was a TikToker, full, posted about discovering the McDonald's dinner box, and she said, quote, "How am I just finding out about this McDonald's dinner box?" She said before sharing her haul. She was able to get, listen what's in this, 2 Big Macs, 2 cheeseburgers, 4 orders of fries, and a 10-piece nugget for $12.
No way.
12? Dude, are you kidding me?
Bro, I gotta take a walk for about 30 seconds. I'll be back with my response. This is irritating.
What? Yeah. So, I mean, certain McDonald's have it. Some of them don't. But I thought when you talk about, like, right now, if you go to McDonald's and you get a number 1, which is a Big Mac combo, that's going to run you like over $12. So I don't know. We got to go check out if this is going on in Bakersfield because this is an incredible deal. I might just do this on the way home and be like, all right, hey, get me. And they said that it's not on the menu directly. So you might need to ask for a secret menu type thing. And people love a good secret menu. Anytime you throw out the word secret menu, people get hyped. They're all about it. So go check that out. Maybe we'll have to see if any of them in Bakersfield are doing this because if this is real, the 2 Big Macs alone and the 4 fries, are you kidding me? That's worth it. And I'll still eat all this by myself. People are like, oh, feed a family. Feed a family? No, feed me. $12 dinner box. And they also finished this whole little article by saying, if you live near a $12 dinner box McDonald's, you're one of the lucky ones. And if you don't, please be nice to the McEmployee who has no idea what you're talking about. So it will be available in some places, not available in others. But the employees really, it's not they don't have any choice or decision on if they have it or not. So, yeah, got to test the waters. Got to test the waters on that. See which ones have it and which ones don't. But yeah, Chick-fil-A, kind of like keep your mouth shut. I guarantee you 95% of people probably wouldn't have noticed. And those ones that do, and if someone says, hey, did they change up the chicken? Yeah, we did. No big deal. We're running low on supply. We got to keep the chicken, got to keep the sandwiches coming. And everybody just be like, oh, true. All right, that's good enough for me. But I am curious to see what it kind of changes into. I do want to talk about this because it was March Madness week, essentially kind of week 1, and it was crazy. So obviously, like, I'm not going to get too deep into it because college basketball is kind of a niche thing, but the tournament is so awesome. And I just think, like, when you talk about college basketball upsets, the tournament, I don't keep up with college basketball as much during the regular season, but March Madness is just, it's exactly what it is. Every year is crazy. Now, yesterday was kind of pretty normal because all the favorites won and everything, so it wasn't anything too crazy going on. But I wanted to share my gambling finishes for the week. Folks, I finished up $4. And I'm telling you, a win is a win during March Madness. It is
Isn't it like $1 million bracket or something like that?
Oh, dude, there's the odds of you getting a perfect bracket is like 1 in like a cajillion, bajillion, bazillion, like it never.
And the bracket already started?
Yeah, it already did. it started last week when we were doing the day before. It started the day after we recorded the podcast. So if we would have done one, we could have shared it. But we would have been way off, dude.
We should do like a taco thing for
Go ahead.
March Madness.
Yeah.
What do you think? about
Elaborate.
that? I don't know. Like, give me. What do you think? What goes with that?
You.
Like,
I mean,
do
hey,
a
you
taco
brought it
ticket-
up.
A taco bracket for March Madness.
So that's I walked away $4 and anything like even if you lose a little bit of money, you're like, hell, I had so much fun. I rode such a roller coaster for this. Being up and finishing $4 up felt like such a big like whew, I don't owe anybody.
You'll hear from this guy saying this like 20 years down the road, like, hey, I was up $4 one time during March.
Yeah, I'll
Madness."
tell my grandkids about it. Hey, you're not gonna believe this, but your sharp old grandpa. I don't mean to brag. You little youngsters could never pull some shit off like this, but
Yeah.
I won $4.
Hey,
And
Dad, Grandpa's brain really is deteriorating.
He can't remember anything. And then the following week, he lost $1,000, and all he talks about is that $4. Well, it was 996 after that, you stupid idiot.
Doesn't Grandpa Vic live with you, Dad? Because he lost all his money betting on March Madness.
He said it's absolutely electric, and he said, this is March.
He won't shut up with that electric word.
Yeah. But March Madness is fun. Fun. Okay. Let's get into our shut the fuck up of the week. This one is pretty funny.
All right.
You got one?
I know you have a pretty good one that you want to say this week, so I'll let you do yours, and then I'll kind of muster something up.
So I was watching, so I'm going through, as we just kind of scroll through life and Instagram and X and just social media in general. And I came across it. This is my shut the fuck up of the week. There was a 12-year-old boy at an Outback Steakhouse. This was in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And he was accidentally served alcohol with his drink. And I believe it was some kind of like virgin drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they they must have, at the bar, they must have gotten it mixed up. Totally an honest mistake. But this kid drinks it and he ends up in the hospital. And everyone and my first thought is like, he goes in the hospital. He's going to be fine. But the kid goes to the hospital, and my first thought was, shut the fuck up. Like, this kid, I remember when I was 12, bro, I was trying to find, I was going in the fridge. I was like, let's see if my dad's got any beer in here. I was like, and you know what I was thinking when I was a little kid, drinking out of my, whenever there was, my dad wasn't a big beer guy. So occasionally there was, sometimes there wasn't. It wasn't one of those situations where there was always beer stocked in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever there was after a gathering or something, I was like, I'm going to drink half a beer. And then I was like, I need to get my tolerance up. So when I get to parties or anything like that, I didn't want to be the little weakling who passed out.
Mm-hmm.
But so it was 12-year-old kid goes to hospital. I was like, are you kidding me? You remember your uncle or your dad or whatever giving you hey, try this.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, ugh. Yeah, they said this kid would never make it growing up in the 90s or in the 80s or whatever. And I thought that shit was hilarious. Soft ass kids. And I'm not this generation is soft. Whatever your opinion is of that. But this 12-year-old kid
Soft.
going to accidentally taking a sip of a fucking daiquiri.
Yeah.
I need to go to the hospital, mommy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Go home.
Soft.
Yeah. Go on the. Never mind.
Mommy, I need to go to the hospital. That didn't taste very good. My tummy feels me.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, we know what.
Drink it,
We know
Timmy.
what gender you're claiming once you're old enough.
You're going down that road.
And I'm just kidding. No. So funny in my head, this, you bringing that up. I'll never forget being a kid in our old neighborhood, and I used to go to this one guy's house. I can't remember his name, but he was not that much older than me. He had to be 12, bro. I'm not lying, 10 or 12. And his parents, when everyone, and it's a Mexican family, by the way. I just think this is traditionally just a little bit more okay or happens more.
Right.
He's he was drinking beer. I'm not lying, sipping.
Not even having to hide it?
Yeah, but he wasn't like drinking a lot. He's like, "Hey, did you want some?" And I was like, "I'm good."
Say his name.
I was like, I
Expose his
can't remember
parents.
his name. I can't remember his name. It was just like in that neighborhood at the time. You know, you go to some people's house here and there. And I remember going, and it was really ghetto, but
You don't say.
I
I
remember
kind of
there-
figured that part out.
there was like
Let
a
me
seven.
guess. East Side activities. Silver teeth by any chance?
I remember there was like this 7-Eleven cup, and he's like, "Hey, try some, drink some of that." And I was like, "What is it?" He's like, "I'll just drink some." I take a sip, bro, and I must have been like 9 years old. And I remember it was the most disgusting thing I ever tasted. ever. And-
Exactly.
And I was like, how did people even drink this? Anyways, this kid was drinking beer. It was like one of those kids that you knew was gonna turn into like a gangbanger, bro. Like, and he probably did.
Yeah.
He was probably the guy chawing on that foot in Wasco, honestly. So
Where are they now?
yeah.
None on feet.
So,
But you know what? So you were 9. I bet you didn't go to the hospital. You weren't like, "Mommy, my tummy, hospital now."
no,
That's a little white kid in Michigan
Yeah.
fucking activities.
Bro, I hit my finger with I love building stuff. I hit my finger with a hammer one time so hard that it busted open the skin on my other side and blood shot out. Right, like in my nail, like obviously nothing's gonna happen on my nail side, so it just made a hole. I'm bleeding. My thumb's hurting, bro. I'm in high school, maybe like a junior. My mom's like, this is the first time my mom ever
you
offered
love
me.
building stuff. You weren't very good at it. Hammering your nail.
I'm like, I was hammering a nail and my thumb like got hit. You know, the hammer slides off the nail.
Still working on that accuracy.
Yeah. So stick to boxing. She offered me a shot of tequila. She's like, "Did you want a tequila, mijo? Like, it'll make." I'm like, "I'm just taking ibuprofen, mom. I think I'm good." You know. But I took the shot, and like naturally, like we talking about mental thing, I made myself think I felt better, and like I was like, "Hey guys, just take a shot when you hurt yourself."
Yeah, that was the solution. Like, that's funny. The Mexican side of it. It's like, bro, I remember I've gotten sick, and they're like, "Hey, put a little tequila in there, clear your sinuses." And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Hey, or the traditional
No
like,
hospitals.
You have a hangover, just drink some more. What?
Yeah, well, that is kind of real. It's like that refresh buzz will kind of get rid of that current like misery. So you gotta. It's a fine line that you're walking though. It's like if you drink too much, it's just
You're back.
yeah, you're gonna be back. And you're gonna continue drinking, and you're just gonna postpone that hangover. But if you walk like it's almost like that's why people love meat cheese or Bloody Marys. It's like
Yeah.
that's kind of if you can control that, then you should be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, my shut the fuck up the kid in Michigan, probably a white kid. I'm just probably named like Timmy Johnson or something. Takes a sip of alcohol, tells his mommy, "Mommy, this tastes funny."
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get you to the nearest hospital.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, my parents probably gave me a little bit of a drink right there so that I would know how nasty it is and wouldn't want to do it. Because, you know, when you're a kid, I still think beer is kind of nasty.
Yeah.
I still, like,
I do. No,
other than, like,
100%.
IPAs, I
think IPAs are worse.
but I enjoy certain ones.
But
not
I
all of
can't
them.
even drink IPAs if I'm being honest. So like
Yeah.
that's why I almost died. But my he was like, God, my shut the fuck up of the week is I was actually having a conversation. So someone posted there on Rodeo Drive, right? One of my friends and I
Rodeo Drive, for those unfamiliar, is a very famous,
Rich.
expensive shopping
yeah,
area.
all the rich people go there, like celebrities, athletes, and just people with money. You're not going there if you're living on the east side of Bakersfield.
If you
I
have
can
a
tell you that much.
podcast.
Yeah. So I was like, I said, I replied to her story. I said, "Bring me back something." And
here we go.
Obviously a joke. Like no one's gonna bring you back something. She's like, "What do you want?" I said, "A Cartier watch and a Gucci bag."
Mm.
She's like, "Oh, you have expensive taste." I was like, "I'm kidding. I don't really like get fancy stuff, right?" And she says, "Well, I was returning a bag actually that I got from Vegas. So I'm assuming it was like something expensive, right?" And I said, "Well, don't try to keep up." I said, "Most of these girls don't buy these purses themselves."
Here we go.
You
Shots
know?
fired.
And she's like, "Don't worry, I buy my own bags." But it was just more of a to the real culture of like these girls floss and show these $2,000-$3,000 bags that they have. And it's like, just got, and sometimes they're not even talking about it, but they make sure it's in the.
Oh, it's in the picture.
It's in the picture.
Yeah.
And
Here's my
it's like-
drink with my bag right in the back. If oh my gosh, did you happen to notice my $3,000 bag?
Yeah, it's like I know that 9 to 5 that I've seen you like working.
What did Justin say? He's like the Taco Bell.
Oh yeah,
workers.
yeah. Like no, seriously, they probably are working fast food sometimes, and nothing against it. You're working, but don't try to make it seem. And if you are buying that bag, working 40 hours at like a minimum wage paying job, you probably have to get your priorities straight. But at the end of the day, most of these girls aren't walking around with their own designer stuff that they bought, and so if you are, don't try to keep up with it. That's my shut the fuck up of the week.
So
These
if you
girls
are claiming that you're buying all these things, you're like, hey, shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
bro,
Girl.
it's.
Sugar daddies are a thing, man.
I think it's one of the most
And you know
annoying
what?
things of modern day society is like seeing, and the truth is, men are on the end of like we like can't even really say nothing about it. It's almost a norm, like an expectation of, say, like a good looking girl with their body done, for example. Like
I'm not into that.
I know, but I'm just saying in
Especially
general,
if it's ass.
that's a notion of like, hey, I gotta look at me. What are you gonna do for me? Where are you gonna take me? And it's like,
It's mad corny.
yeah, and I seen this thing. It's so true. It says women. This is why the dating pool is so screwed up. It says women are more impressed by the gesture rather than the man, and saying that a guy can cover a $300, $400, $500 bill. There's people that can pay that, whether they are spending their last. They can make anyone that has money can cover a tab like that, right?
Right.
But a girl's more impressed by that. Be like, ooh, I could. I'm gonna talk to this guy. I could go to fancy dinners. I could post like lobsters every week or whatever. Like some, but who's the man though? Like, what is anyone could spend some money at some point, either or make it seem like they could spend the money, and they're gonna be broke, and you'll never really know that. But who are you really finding? You know. So-
It's never going to be a girl that's really like into you. And I think that's why, look, there's been times in my life where I've done very well financially. You do certain things and you do these extra little side hustles and I've never been into that. Like, I think the whole, like, I can buy you this and I can buy you this and I can do that. And I'm like, I would never even want to attract anyone who would want me because of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I always tell everyone like, and look, part of it's true. Is like, yeah, I'm broke and I'm doing this. And the stand-up comedy that I've done has been about a lot about me being like, oh man, I'm broke. My apartment, there was no food and this and that. And it's just like, I'd rather put that out. And it's like, if some girl like, like if someone likes me for that, if they can ride with that, it's just like, I don't need to try to flex or try to do anything like that to try to get to impress somebody. And if that does impress you, I probably don't want to impress you to begin with.
Yeah. Well, let me say this on the flip side. Have you ever taken a girl to, let's say, like a $300, $400, $500, $600 dinner?
No.
I have, and like,
Sucker.
but no, I'll say it this way: there was someone like I talked to, and that was never the expectation.
Not even your ex-wife?
No, that was like at that time like ride or die. Like we'll eat some top ramen,
Right.
So, but we were never into like that kind of stuff. It was your more traditional. You had it open. You're two young people together. You didn't even know that was really like an option or a lifestyle because you've been so secluded to like mom's dinner, Eastside Bakersfield, But when it comes to like this, I will say this. I did talk to someone who's like one of the best people I've still talked to, like in terms of who I cared about. More of a higher, like elegant lifestyle of living or, eating fancy. And I wasn't into that stuff, but I kind of like, I opened myself up to that other space. And I will say this, for the woman that is okay with, hey, I'm broke, I have this in my house, no cereal, whatever. When you've opened yourself up to living that life, or like not living that life, but experiencing that lifestyle, it's such a bonus to, I feel like, being like, hey, I'm going to treat this person out to this.
Right. Absolutely.
So I will say this. It's honestly one of the dopest things I feel like I've got to give myself, because also Steve Harvey talks about this. Buy yourself a first class ticket. Even if you don't have the money.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, and it's so true. It's all part of opening doors and manifesting other spaces where you could start visualizing yourself being able to do. And once you do it, you can get there. Whether you're gonna spend the $600 on a dinner or not, do it once or twice. So you'd be like, oh shit, like I would love to be able to do this when I want. Not that you're going to, but do it, and then you'll push you in a space to where you're able to get there, and then it's your choice what you do with it. But I did that once. I was like, man, I'm never doing this shit again. But then I was like, man, I'd love to be in a position where I can do this if I ever want to. And I got there. And it's not something I really ever do like that. Same thing with like buying VIP tables. I always wondered, and I've done it before, and like it'd be dope to be able to do this. And then I put myself in a position where I could I'm buying VIP tables in Mexico for my little sister's birthday party, you know? Do I really care about it? No, but it does feel good to figure out a space to be able to get there.
Yeah. But I do agree with the whole Steve Harvey thing. It's like sometimes you have to experience it, even if you're going to, because without experiencing it, you're not going to be able to like know what it feels like or have that true desire. Because the way I look at flying, this is getting a little off topic, but
yeah,
I'd go for the cheapest flights.
Mm-hmm.
Like get me there because I want to spend my money on the experiences while I'm there. I don't care how I get there. I don't give a damn if I'm. But yeah, I've heard everybody say like first class does change it. So somewhere down the road, we have to do it.
I never flew first class, by the way, but I have done things. You know, I've spent money in other spaces where I'm like, yo, I would love.
It's worth it. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. We are just about wrapped up. One last thing I do want to say, maybe the way we make this money is hitting a couple parlays, March Madness. Shohei, did you see this Shohei Ohtani? Like how he got in trouble. There's been like 15 different versions of this story. So it started out with he was covering his interpreter's gambling losses. Then it went to it maybe was the interpreter embezzling his money from his account. Like Shohei was definitely doing a little bit of gambling. They said it was a $4.5 million debt that he settled, which really, when you're making that kind of money that Shohei's making, it's really nothing. It's like me and you losing $200, $300, $400. No big deal. But first of all, I don't think it was that low. I think it's a lot more money than that. Once you start to dig yourself in those deep holes, we're talking about like, it's like chips. That's why chips in Vegas are so... It's such a brilliant. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's such a brilliant because you lose the monetary like this is $100. You're just looking at it as a chip. You're like, you know, but yeah, Shohei's definitely gambling. There's no way.
So that guy's gone. He's out of the picture.
Yeah, he's essentially. My theory is like he's just like we got ourselves in some hot water, and he needed a fall guy. And Shohei's too big for the Dodgers, and forget the Dodgers. He's too big for the future of baseball. Baseball's got nothing, dude. Yeah. Baseball's an old man sport who's like, we play 162 games in tradition, and we do things the right way, and we don't want bad. There we go. That's another shut the fuck up when baseball starts. All these baseball traditionalists, and you're like, that's not the way to play. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is why baseball's suffering. That's why football's running laps around it. And I grew up a baseball kid. I love the game.
Yeah, looks like a baseball hits you in the face.
Yeah. And so it's just one of those things. But Shohei's so important to the league and the future of everything. They need a fall guy. Like, hey, and just tell him that your interpreter was freaking taking money out to pay for his gambling losses. And on top of that, he's doing it in California, which in California
it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Real quick, just so I'm hearing this correct, based off what the very small things that I read, federal investigation was opened already into this other gambling stuff, and they pretty much uncovered him being part of like a bettor under that. Like,
yeah, so there was like, from what I know, and again, this story's changed, it's shape shifted so many times where it's like there was an illegal gambler, and they were, I don't know if they were discovering or they discovered the illegal the guy who was, the bookie. And then they're like, wait, you have Shohei. It shows that Shohei's one of your clients. And then they looked into that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that they blamed his interpreter. He's out. And now they're continuing to look into it. But I just think, like, it makes too much sense to have a fall guy. Like, just blame that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways. Interesting week. You ready for our trivia question?
Let's do it. I'm ready for being 2 for 2.
This is crazy. I'm so upset. I'm really upset. Anyways, before we get into our trivia, I want to remind you, brought to you by Rev Nutrition. Big shout out to them. Our favorite product at Define 8. You can find them on Instagram. You can find Rev Nutrition on Instagram as well. Rev Nutrition stores. Yeah, our favorite, keeps us going, fuels the podcast, makes us feel great. Mental clarity is fantastic. A little bit of energy, a little bit of fat burner, a little bit of hunger suppressant. It's just the greatest, honestly, the greatest thing ever. So go check them out in Bakersfield. Get you some. The flavor that we tried today, Strawberry Bliss, was fantastic. And you can check them out online too. Also brought to you by the Mattress Space Furniture Outlet, Buck Owens Boulevard. C's, what's up? Go
What's
tell
happening?
them that we sent you. Go get you the best prices on a mattress. You need a sofa, you need a kitchen set, you need a pillow. He has got you taken care of. Tell him we sent you. Let's get into our trivia. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. 39% of people say that they always carry this with them everywhere they go. What is it? 39% of people say they always carry this with them everywhere they go. What is it?
For me, it's my inhaler. I'm just kidding.
That's
No.
actually, but 39%. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's a true statement for you. I won't count that against you.
Yeah, for people with asthma. Actually, I don't even have it on me right now. It's kind of weird.
Smart. That's very smart.
39% of people carry this around.
Yep. Carry this. Say they always carry this with them everywhere they go. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it.
Really?
With a lot of these. 39%. Think about the percentage. Think about
Okay.
2 guesses.
2 guesses.
And based on your first guess, I will either decide to give you a hint or not give you a hint.
Okay, but it's, okay.
If you're way off, I'll be like, you're not even thinking along the same.
All right, 39% of people always carry this around. Around or
Carry
with
it
them?
with them
Carry
everywhere they
it
go.
with them.
Around.
I am gonna go with number 1.
P.
Their ID.
Their ID, no. I think a lot more than 39% of people carry an
I
ID
thought of
around.
that, but I mean like more so like, girls put their purse down and then they don't have it on them no more. Like they'll leave it in the car. Or like,
Yeah, but no.
Okay. Damn it. Was I along in those?
It's not a terrible answer as far as like it's an everyday kind of item. It's just you're thinking it is an everyday item.
Oh,
So.
I know. Okay. Easy. Woo, you ready for this? I
If
think
you
I
get it
got
right,
this.
I'm gonna throw this pin at you.
Really? So should I get it wrong?
What is it?
On purpose?
What is it, you son of a bitch?
They carry those damn things. Like it's not a Stanley, but it's this regular water thing. Their water thing.
Uh-huh.
That. Not it doesn't have to be particularly a Stanley thing. What do they call it? The water? I know I fucking got it, bro. I'm gonna throw this at you. I got it. Woo! Let's go.
I don't know if I should give it to you because you're saying
I can't remember. I just don't know the act.
So
I don't
the-
carry those around.
so
But
the
I'm
cor-
part of the not 39%.
the correct answer is water.
Yeah, that's the only way you carry it around. And the things that people carry, the water canister, I don't know what to call it. What do you call those things? By the way,
It's a Stanley. It's a hydro. It's
hydro, the
it's
hydro,
a
that's what I was
water
looking for.
bottle.
a hydro thing where water's with it. Yeah, so beat yourself up about that one, buddy. Is that it? Or you,
It's
they-
water, but if you would have said a water that it's like 75% right.
I mean,
I'm
I mean,
fighting to make this wrong.
it
because
has
I
to be
agree.
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much saying something that carries like water in it, but I didn't hydro flask. I don't know hydro
Well,
water.
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, I guess you're right, but
Yeah. Anyways, buddy, I think you'd unlocked my AI version of myself.
this is
This thing
fucking
generates.
crazy.
This thing generates, and it's coming with answers right away now, baby. Let's go. Chat GPT in my mind.
This is stupid. Well,
He's depressed.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess yeah, correct.
You have to give it to me.
All right. I'll give it to you only
Okay.
because I'm feeling generous. But
Mm.
next
I
time
made
I'm
it
gonna look
rain.
for specific Yeah, there's dollar bills all over the floor right now.
It's $4.
So, ladies,
but-
if you're into that, he can get you that.
I'll make it rain on you.
Oh my
girl.
gosh, he's gonna make it rain $4.
Is that George Washington?
All right, that's going to do it for our show. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Share the podcast, talk about the podcast. So we got some great feedback last week. They were talking about some ladies who work at an office that was all female, which just so happens to be what our target audience is, our target demographic. So we're doing our part. Hopefully we're keeping you entertained, and just keep listening, keep sharing, keep giving us that feedback. We absolutely love it. So thank you so much. Until next time, I love you. Say it back. Que sueñen con los angelitos.
Peace.
God damn it. 2 in a row.